Hey, what's going on everyone? Greg here, and I know a lot of you are excited about the possibilities of an iPhone 9 or an iPhone SE 2. It's something we've talked a lot about on this channel, and even though we are still waiting for that iPhone 9 to come out, it looks like there's actually another one that might be joining the lineup pretty soon. Okay, before I jump into this video, I just wanted to quickly mention that I do have a Greg's Gadgets Discord channel. The community on YouTube is incredibly strong. There are a lot of subscribers constantly coming into the channel. Everyone's leaving comments, and I really do appreciate that. But if you want to connect with the community more, I would recommend joining the Greg's Gadgets Discord. Obviously, a lot of us are locked up in our homes right now, kind of waiting this whole situation out. So if you're lonely, if you want to talk about tech or any other topic really, I would really encourage you to join the Greg's Gadgets Discord. There's a lot of great people in there, very interesting conversations to be had. And I'm also working on some other projects and stuff where you could learn about it there first. So if you're interested in joining the Greg's Gadgets Discord, I will leave a link down in the description and also one in the pinned comment. So feel free to join us, and I look forward to talking to you guys there. But anyway, let's get back into the video. So we know a lot about the iPhone 9 at this point. We've seen the design leaks from OnLeaks, and the initial design of this iPhone 9 looks pretty much like an iPhone 8. Of course, we've talked about things like how it's going to have a 4.7-inch LCD display, how it's going to have a Touch ID solid-state home button, how it's going to have a top forehead and a bottom chin with big bezels. And we've also talked about some other details, like it might be 0.5 millimeters thicker to accompany a bigger battery for better battery life, and that this iPhone SE 2 or iPhone 9, whatever you want to call it, might include a frosted glass back that is very similar to the ones that are found on the iPhone 11 Pro. And other details, like it will include a single lens camera, which we expect to have very similar quality to the iPhone 11, and we also expect other software features like night mode to make its way into the iPhone 9, and that's because obviously we also expect it to have a A13 chip, which is the same flagship processor that is found in both the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro. And that is a very quick summary of this potential iPhone 9, and again, like I like to mention, the most exciting thing about this phone is its price point. We are expecting this phone to come in at $399. That is the same price point that the original iPhone SE came in, and that proved to be a very popular price point for consumers. And back in the day, consumers really liked that strategy of putting the modern internals into an older design phone and then cutting the cost on the price. So older hardware design, but newer internals was a real nice winning strategy for Apple with the original iPhone SE. And I think, and a lot of others think, that it's going to be the same winning strategy for the iPhone SE 2, again, or iPhone 9. But what we kind of didn't have as much detail on was the possibility that there is a second iPhone 9 model in the works, and maybe, just maybe, this might launch alongside the iPhone 9, or maybe a little bit later. This is another report coming out of 9to5Mac. You've heard me mention them a lot recently. They have been doing a lot of digging in iOS 14's code. And they have found evidence in iOS 14 code that Apple is working on a larger iPhone 9 Plus. So not only would you get a 4.7-inch iPhone 9, you would also get the option to buy a 5.5-inch Plus version. 9to5Mac goes on to say that evidence indicates that both will run with the same A13 Bionic chip. Again, that's the same processor used in the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro. Now, this information that they found in iOS 14 code isn't the first time we've heard about the possibility of a plus-size version of the iPhone 9 making its way to the market. We have had earlier reports from Ming-Chi Kuo giving us a timeline of future iPhone models. In that timeline, he says that the iPhone 9 Plus will be coming later in 2021. On top of that, we've also heard other reports from DigiTimes that Apple would be working on a plus-size version of the iPhone 9. So this code in 9to5Mac, this evidence of a plus-size version of the iPhone 9, doesn't really surprise me too much. Now, the fact that there will be a plus-size version of the iPhone 9 might not necessarily surprise me, but the fact that there is code inside of iOS 14 already supporting this plus size version kind of indicates to me that maybe this phone might be launching sooner than analysts like Ming-Chi Kuo thought. If it's already inside of iOS 14 code, that kind of indicates that it might be ready to launch pretty soon. So this iPhone 9 Plus does seem to be coming out sooner than we anticipated, and maybe it will launch right alongside the regular iPhone 9. Again, there is a current global crisis going on right now, so we really aren't sure about exact dates for the iPhone 9. Again, I will reference the reporting done out of Front Page Tech. John Prosser said that, Apple kind of delayed the iPhone 9. It was supposed to be coming out in March, but they're kind of rethinking it and will probably launch it alongside the iPhone 12 later in either September or October of this year. Again, that's just the nature of the current market right now, so anything could change. Everything's kind of up in the air at this point. But what sort of features could we expect on a bigger plus-size version of the iPhone 9? So number one, obviously a bigger display. It will have a 5.5-inch LCD display, and because it is a 5.5-inch LCD display, it will probably be the same specs as the older iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 7 Plus, and iPhone 8 Plus. And what I mean by that is that it will have a 1080p display, giving it a higher pixel density than even the iPhone 11, so it should be about 401 pixels per inch. I'm sure long-term viewers of this channel probably know my opinion on displays with above 326 pixels per inch and how it's kind of a diminishing return because that's at normal viewing distance. It's really hard to discern individual pixels when you're going above 326 pixels per inch. Obviously, you can if you bring the phone like really up close to your face, but for most people, it's not something they're going to notice. But again, it's another option for people out there, so I guess the people who want that 1080p display inside of an iPhone are going to be happy. Another thing we know about the plus-size phones of the past, and again, I'm making assumptions here on this iPhone 9 Plus, but I would assume it would be a 2-camera system. What we don't know at this point is if Apple will change the strategy of that 2-camera system. Right now on the lower end iPhone 11, it has a normal wide-angle lens and then an ultra-wide-angle lens. So will Apple adopt that similar strategy for an iPhone 9 Plus, going with a wide-angle and then an ultra-wide-angle lens? Or will they keep the traditional strategy of the iPhone 8 Plus, keeping a wide-angle lens and then a 2x telephoto lens? If Apple is going to use the same single lens camera system as the iPhone 11 for the regular iPhone 9, I think that for the iPhone 9 Plus, they would probably adopt the iPhone 11's wide-angle camera lens and then the ultra-wide-angle lens rather than going with the telephoto and keep that an exclusive feature of the Pro model. I think that makes a lot more sense in the current lineup that they're going for. But other than the bigger 5.5-inch higher resolution display and the additional second camera lens, this will pretty much have all of the same features as the regular iPhone 9 that we talked about. So again, expect things like a glass back with wireless charging, the A13 Bionic chip, and a Touch ID solid-state home button. All of the features that I mentioned about the regular iPhone 9 will apply to the iPhone 9 Plus as well. The only other differentiating factor would, of course, be the price point. So again, regular iPhone 9 is projected to start at $399. For this iPhone 9 Plus, I would expect a $100 increase, so expect a starting price of $499. And that would make a lot of sense given Apple's current lineup. You would have the iPhone 9 at $399, the iPhone 9 Plus at $499, the iPhone XR at $599, the iPhone 11 at $699, and then the iPhone 11 Pro starting at $999. That's quite a jump, actually, going from the 11 to the Pro. But yes, those are all the latest details on the iPhone 9 and now the iPhone 9 Plus. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give me a like. If you want to see more from my channel, well, make sure you're subscribed. Also, be sure to let me know what you think of the iPhone 9 or iPhone 9 Plus in the comments below. Are you excited? Are you sick and tired of waiting for one? I know I am. I really want these to be released already, but We might have to wait a little bit longer, hopefully not too much longer. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community. We can talk about this topic a little bit more there if you want as well. And as always, if you want to support the channel out in any way, make sure you check out some of the links in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone, and remember, wash your hands.